Awesome. And there we are. We're live. Welcome to yet another episode of PitchGround Live. And today I have with me Umar Khan, the CEO of Socialbu. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're also going to talk about how social media has changed in the last few years, how the tools have evolved as well, and why you need to follow all of these like latest trends and how to do social media the right way in 2023. So why do we even qualify to begin with, and why you should trust our advice in the first case, right? For first major reason is Umar has built a fantastic social media suite, one of the most complete suite that you would find in the industry, which is at par at as Hootsuite. And second, I'm pretty active on social media. So if you check out my Twitter, you'll have a lot of fun, right? I put up a lot of like entertaining, educational content over there, engaging stuff. So yeah, we're going to be talking a lot about how you can really utilize social media to drive growth strategies in 2023. So there's going to be a lot of takeaway. Do not leave at any point of stage because you're going to miss out. The webinar is going to be long. So if you go and check the replay, you'll be pretty lost because you'll end up having to watch like everything right from the very beginning. So before we get started, Omar, just take a moment, introduce yourself to everyone, and then we dive right in.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Udit, for this wonderful opportunity to stay in touch with the community as well. So my name is Umar Khan, and I am one of the co-founders of Socialbu. Just to correct you, I'm not the CEO, but I'm the product manager and the co-founder of Socialbu. So we started Socialbu in 2019 when we were at the fourth semester of our university. So it's not just the it's not the FYP or it's not the university project. It was started by our own will and passion. So before starting Socialbu, most of our we are the four co-founders, and all of them were very active in social media and were running different social media pages, right? So back then there wasn't a complete solution that we can use and fulfill all of our needs. So we felt that pain, and we came up with the idea, let's build build a tool that fulfill all the needs. So social media manager had to use a tool for responding to incoming messages and comments. There was another tool just for publishing, and you have to use another tool for reporting. So we came up with the idea, let's build an all-in-one solution to tackle our needs as well, and also the whole industry. So we built a very small MVP where people can post to Facebook groups, and it was totally free. And so it wasn't a very stable product. We do whenever there was a new user, we have to do some manual work to add it and make it running. So once we got enough user, we asked to the community, our users, are you willing to pay something for it? Is this valued enough for you? So we got enough good response from them, and then we started to go for the Socialbu 100%. So later on, we introduced publishing and then respond feature, and then the automation in Socialbu from time to time. So it's been 4 years now since we are continuously developing Socialbu, and I was also looking at the back pictures from 2018 and 19, how we were looking at that time, and also what was the exciting time it was when we started building. So from 2019 to 2023, Socialbu changed a lot, and we brought a lot of big features and also keep ourselves updated as the industry is going to be updated, especially after the pandemic.
Awesome, brilliant. So before I ask you more questions, guys, here is the first giveaway. Take a screenshot of this, post it on your social media. It can be Twitter, it can be Instagram, or just put it up on your Instagram story and make sure to tag us. This way we know that you have posted about us. So just tag, and by the end of the webinar, we'll pick one random winner who has taken this action, who would be getting a free code of Socialbu. So again, take a picture, just talk about this webinar on social media. It can be any social media platform. Make sure to tag. That's the only way for us to know that you have done that. So make sure you do that right now during the entire webinar, because as soon as the webinar gets over, we'll be announcing the winner right live on the webinar itself. And we'll be giving you away the code in the next 1 hour after the webinar is over. So make sure that you do that and take part in the very first contest. Also, make sure all your questions goes in the QA section only. Please do not ask the questions in the chat. This way we can make sure all the questions are answered, and one best question is also going to get one Socialbu code. So who's going to win that best question will not be decided by me, because I don't want to be biased. So it will be decided by Umar. He's going to randomly pick because he doesn't know many of you. So it makes it a lot more unbiased opinion at that stage. So whatever he feels is the best question is going to get one code. So guys, please be ultra active. There's going to be more stuff going on throughout the webinar, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So Omar, with that, I'm going to be asking you the very next question before we dive right in. So apart from the story, right, what has been your journey about Socialbu before we dive into the product demo and then start sharing the strategies of social media 2023? Like, how has been your Socialbu journey? And with so much competition out there in this specific sector, how do you stand out in terms of product?
Yeah, so the as far as the journey is concerned, there are the two journeys: the journey of the product and the journey of our founder as being founders as well. So all of us were the first time founders, to be honest. So we were we got incubation in one of the biggest incubator in Plan 9 in Pakistan, that is called Plan 9. And we were the youngest one there, and we just got to know just the social media part, but the from time to time we got to learn about a lot of things. So it built our habit that you have to keep learning from time to time, and keep things as well. Then there are a lot of experiments as well. I remember that at the start we used to engage in the online communities, especially Reddit and Quora, etc. We used to be like providing the valuable answers there and make sure that people get the value and also the benefits from the product. So it was very exciting journey as a founders. As far as the product is concerned, I still remember that from time to time it's changed a lot. It evolved a lot, because I think the social media industry is one of the only industry that evolves after every 3 months, to be honest. Especially if you look at the recent trend, especially the chat GPT, AI, and also the latest social media platforms that are coming up in the market. So things are changing a lot, and we have to be, proactive in this particular space. Socialbu has been proactive throughout this journey, especially from the day one. Our more focus was towards the automation to eradicate any kind of the manual work. If you look at the different product, what they do is they mostly offer the assistance in terms of publishing to multiple platforms or responding to the things. But our main aim was to automating those manual steps as well, like auto responding to incoming messages or comments, and also connecting your database within Socialbu and then passing data automatically to your social media, things like these, right? So that's where the Socialbu stands out from the different player tools in the market, and believe that if you look at the competitors at that time in 2019, and still there are a lot of still you can say Socialbu go very well as compared to them, especially when when it comes to automations.
Awesome. So Umar, this is one question that most product developers, product managers, or even customers would ask, that isn't it very difficult to build an all-in-one tool? And isn't it difficult to manage it? Like, is there any secret sauce in terms of the architecture of microservice architecture, or any sort of like stuff to ensure that if people move their entire business on social media and start using Socialbu, the reliability of the product is going to be very high?
Yeah, definitely. So yes, that's totally true. The building an all-in-one solution or complete solution is is very promising, and also at the same time is very tough when it's come to the architecture, and also make sure everything works and there isn't any kind of conflict between the system as well, especially the feature, and there is no one point of failure in the whole system. So that's very challenging as well. So our approach has been throughout these journeys, especially we are also running one of the product cycle on this as well. So we are going to optimize the Socialbu as well throughout the journey. For example, I believe as a product manager, after every year, your product gets more complex and complex.
100%.
So you should have a product cycle dedicated for just to lesser the code and see what features are working and where we can merge the features as well. So keep it the simple, not just keep adding the things, but you have to look at the thing that you can subtract from the software, or maybe just merge them to make the code lesser. And so I'm very excited. I also wanted to post a picture of our current cycle, that is product optimization, that is going on currently at the moment, and it's gonna be ended on 10th February. After that, you will be gonna find Socialbu much faster and very cleaner in terms of interface as well. And also, we are merging different sections of the Socialbu that can be merged, and it's gonna make the things easier to navigate within Socialbu. So that's again the real application of what tools should do if they are going for the complete solution.
Awesome, brilliant. So without waiting further ado, let's dive into the product and let's show the awesomeness of Socialbu and why people should be really considering this product in their daily workflow. So let's get started, and then we dive into sharing more strategies with people. How can they really build the right strategies of social media in 2023? What's the trend? What should they be working on? Where is the social media like heading towards? Why is it so important to also build personal brand at the top layer? We're going to be talking right after the product demo. So Omar, you can go ahead and share your screen, and the stage is all yours.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, I believe you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we are here in the Socialbu. So this is the dashboard, a quick dashboard where you can see how many incoming unread messages and comments you have, how many posts you have been scheduled, how many total automations currently you are running, and also the current plan, right? So once we are here in Socialbu, okay, so first thing first, you have to connect your social accounts within Socialbu to manage them, right? So otherwise, that's the first basic steps every user has to do. So after connecting your social accounts, for now we support the 5 social media platforms. First one is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and then Google My Business. So for Facebook, we recently supported the groups as well. For Instagram, these are the business accounts that you can manage. For LinkedIn, you can manage profile, brands, and organization pages as well. So once you are connected your social accounts, you can anywhere in Socialbu, you can start creating the content right away. So go to the new post, and then you can see all of your connected accounts there. And also you can group your accounts based on your client, or based on your, for example, if you are agency, you can have multiple clients, or if you have multiple products, you can group your social accounts accordingly. So for example, here I have selected Socialbu. All of the Socialbu accounts will be there. I can select all of them by once, and let's write some content. And also, if I want to customize this content for each social platform, I can also do that here from customize for each account. So it's gonna open up the whole, expand the whole post composer, and then I can customize it according to each platform. For example, on Twitter, you can't post a very lengthy content, so you can customize it. And also, if you go here at all options, you can create the thread of the whole whole content, right? Then we have post preview, where you can preview the post before it gets published. You can attach the media file from your device, and also you can design it with Canva as well. We have Canva integration within Socialbu. Then for Instagram, you can have multiple options, like you can add the first comment and also location of the post. Once it gets published, both things will go live. Plus, you can also post as a reel as well. The video, if you are posting a video post content. For LinkedIn, we also recently supported the first comment. And also, I wanted to share here that we are bringing the flexibility to upload the media file for the link that you have shared. So like if you share a link on through Socialbu, for now it's going to fetch the image of the link and it's going to publish on LinkedIn. But after some time, we are bringing the update, you can customize that image as well. Then for Google My Business, we have different options, like you can select the post type, call to action button, etc. So once you are done with creating the whole content for your post, you can schedule it, you can post it right away. Plus, you can save the post as draft. So that was a quick demo of the whole post composer part. Plus, we do have AI part as well. So if you have written enough content, let's say 3 to 4 sentences, so it enables the AI here. So you can ask AI to complete the whole content for you as well. So once you are done with scheduling your content, you can see how your posts have been scheduled. You can edit them right away. You can preview the post as well. Also, you can duplicate the post and write it for the other platforms. You can drop it or delete as well. So this is how it looks. For now, there are the multiple sub feature of publish section where you can see the schedule post, drop post, awaiting approvals. Awaiting approvals is the section where you can see all of the posts that have been come to you for approvals. Then we have stories, Instagram stories scheduling option where you can see all of your scheduled stories. And then we have content calendar. Let me open it up here. So this is the content calendar section of Socialbu. You can see the overview of how posts are being organized from time to time, and you can also just change the date and time by just dragging to another date. And also, if you want to create a post at any time, you can just click on the date and it's going to open the composer and start writing it right away. Yeah. So further, you can also change it to change the view from weekly. Plus, we have filter options where you can see the content calendar based on specific teams or based on specific accounts. Then we have generate. This is very exciting part. We recently added it in Socialbu. It's basically asking AI to write anything write a post caption about any topic. So we have for now 3 different model trend based on specific social platform. For Twitter, it's going to create the content according to the, by keeping the tone and also the word limits, characters limit in mind. For LinkedIn, it's going to be create a lengthy and professional post. Plus, you can also specify the tone while writing it. And then we also have the model trend for Instagram captions. And then for we have a very generic section where you can, it's not very, you can say, especially trained on special social platform, but you can ask to write the post for almost any topic as well. We can open it up and see how it works. So first you have to select an account. Okay, so yes, like this one, you have to give it a title, topic. Right. Okay, so I'm the part of this team, but I don't have a permission to, create content. Let me change it. All right, so it also suggests the topics based that you have according to the topic that you have given. It also suggests the different topics that you can use. So you can see it's generating the content. So for example, this is the content that you want to be used. By one click, it's going to bring it everywhere, everything within the post composer. You don't have to copy and paste it. So once you are done, you can schedule it right away. Okay, so let me change it to my accounts and LinkedIn. So I can post it right away. I can schedule it and I'll drop it for later. Right. So this is what just one part of the AI that we have. Further, we have here chat with Boo. Basically, Boo basically is the we took the name from the Socialbu, and Boo basically is our AI assistant. It's gonna you can ask about anything within it's not just limited to social media. You can ask about anything, to be honest. Like it's the same like your AI assistant, and you get the tips from different kind of strategies. Plus you can ask about what should be your further planning towards while keeping the mind of the 2023 trend, etc. So once you are done with the while writing content, you can definitely bring it to Socialbu Post Composer. Plus, you can see the current usage of your AI, remaining limits of the AI post generator. Then we have response feature. Response feature is very complete part when it's come to the keeping an eye what people are talking about you on different social media platforms, and also getting in touch with your customers. Like, so for example, there are the two options. First is the social monitoring, where you can track different hashtags and keywords. Second is the social inbox, where you can respond to incoming messages and comments. Right. So for example, we are going to launch on product next week. So we are tracking the different posts from with this hashtag PH launch. So whenever there is a post published on Twitter, we get in touch with that post and get engaged with that particular the founder, etc., and have a fruitful conversation, right? So this way, this is not just limited to engaging with the person with just for PH launch. Some of our users use it to generate different leads. For example, we are also using tracking the social media management hashtags here. So whenever there is somebody is asking for a best social media management tool or a suggestion about it, we get into the conversation right away within Socialbu, and we generate the reels this way as well. Plus we have social inbox, where you can see all the incoming messages and comments within Socialbu. This interface is the same. You can open it up and just reply to them right away. And also you can leave a private note for your team member during the conversation as well, so that they can see how we can interact with this customer and have a better communication while dealing the different users. Then we have content performance reports, right? So this is something that is one of the recent update that we have brought up in Socialbu. So you can see how your content has been performed from time to time, how many posts you publish, how many engagement that a particular post have derived, your publishing behavior from time to time, which hashtags perform the best across as compared to others as well. You can just hover to them and see which hashtags bringing the most engagement as well. Then we have top post, where you can see the post based. So these posts have been ranked based on the level of the engagement that they have brought, right? So also, for example, this is the post that performed the best across all the content. What I can do is I can republish it right away. So it's like repurposing the content within which is performing the best, basically. Also, you can ask AI to write something like this as well in the history section. Then we have accounts performance reports, where you can see the reports about a specific social platform, a social account. You can see how many new page views that particular account has been brought, how many followers, etc. Then we have network performance reports. So why we have these different sections of reports? That's the question. So the thing is, different social network provides us the different access to their data, right? For example, Facebook, you can get the more analytics for the Facebook as compared to Twitter, as compared to Google Maps, right? So we have separate these sections, and you can you can select the particular social network to get more details about that section, right? So for example, I'm selecting, let's say, LinkedIn here. I can see my the followers growth on the selected social accounts. I can see the page views. I can see the top countries as well based on the views and the followers demographics and their details about the industry, company size, seniority, etc. Then we have teams reports. So these team reports basically for the internal team, how they are performing, which particular team member post is getting the more engagement than the others. So it's very useful, especially for agencies as well. For example, I can see that this is one of our team member whose posts are driving the most engagement as compared to the others team members, right? So these things are going to have help the agency owners and especially the social media teams to evaluate the different team members. Plus, you can see how many posts total that person has been scheduled, how many of them were published, and how many of them were rejected. Right. So that was all about the team report section. Let's go to the automate feature. That is again very exciting and very dynamic feature that we have. Let me create one automation for you. And we also very actively and aggressively use this automation part in Socialbu. So it's not just limited to automating the social media. We also use it to monitor the Reddit communities as well. So, anything that has RSS feed can be monitored as well. That's the one small scenario that you can achieve through automations. So here we are in the automations where you have to select an event against which you want to perform specific actions. So we are here in the event section. So against these events, we can perform the action, right? So the first one is whenever you received a message, right? So if you receive a message on, let's say, Facebook, and you want to put a condition that if the message contains, let's say, location keyword in it, and somebody is asking for a location, right? For your location, and you don't want to, every time manually respond to that person, right? So what you can do, you can set up an automation of send a reply to that person, hi, and then you can use the data placeholders within Socialbu Facebook name. It's going to automatically put the name of the person into the reply. Let's say, hi, Umar, we are located. It can be anything, like we are located in Lahore, Pakistan, etc. So once we are done, it's started running. So whenever you receive a message, that person is automatically getting the personalized and customized message as well. So let me show you another very good and helpful, you can say the helpful application for you guys. For example, somebody is asking for a price, and you can also add another condition. Let's say, or let's give it this particular keyword. So the product name is this, and somebody is also asking for the price of these. If these two words are in the message, we are sending him the specific details of this product to the customer automatically. The price of you can write it, let's say $80, etc. Right? And also, so since this is kind of the lead, I also want to notify my salesperson as well, so that he can add it as a lead and get in touch with him later on. So I can also add multiple actions for the same event. So I'm also send an email to, let's say, sales@socialbu.com. Let's say we can say give it any subject that is more relevant. Potential lead maybe. Here is the email body. Somebody is interested. Fine. Here are the details. Right. Here is a very interesting part. So you can also pass the message that person that has sent to you to your sales manager through email as well. So you can again use the data placeholder, use this content placeholder and just paste it here. So the email will be containing the message of the person as well. So this way, you are not just replying to the person, you are not just providing the 100% active customer support on your social media, but you also engaging with the also notifying your relevant team members as well, so that they nurture the need as well. So this is not just limited to sales. It can mold in any way. For example, you can somebody's leave a review on your Facebook page, and if the review is not positive, you also you want to notify your reputation manager, right? So I have put the condition that if the Facebook review is not positive, I can notify my reputation manager as well, and I can also reply to that review automatically to get to know where we went wrong, etc. Right. So that was just about replying to the incoming messages as and comments as well. So same way, just like the face auto replying to messages, you can set up the automation for reply to the comments. Plus, you can set up RSS feed automation as well. Whenever there is a new RSS feed on particular URL that we have written here, you can send an email to person, you can publish a post as well, you can add a post to queue, and HTTP request can be done as well. Then we have webhook is triggered. It's where you connect your you can say the database within the Socialbu and then pass the data to your social media as well. So we do have separate automation for each platform like this. For example, someone friend follows you on Twitter, you can send them a thanks message as well, or mention them in a tweet, etc. And these things go for Instagram as well. So that was about the automation, and you can use it anywhere. It's very, very dynamic as well. Also, you can have complex condition groups as well, like or and kind of conditions within the conditions part. So that was about the Socialbu. Then there are the last two part that I want to show you guys. It's one of them is the team collaboration part. So in the teams where you can invite the different team members as well, and also you can set it up for your client approvals as well. So for example, we are here in the teams, one of the team settings, you have to give it a name, and you can enable the content approval. And you have added all the social accounts that you want to be managed by these team members as well here. So this is the area where you can group your social accounts, plus you can give specific permission to team members as well. So these are the team members as well, and I want to give them very, very specific permissions to for specific features, right? I can literally customize the permission for each feature as well. So for example, here is me. I have these permissions, and I don't have the content approval part. So when whoever have the content approvals, is all the schedule post by me is going to that person for the approvals. Unless that person proves that content, is not going to be published. We have for queues, then for AI part as well, AI content generation. Then we have automation for permissions for automation. Then at the last, we have log section where you can see the changes that have happened throughout the period in this particular team. All right, so that was about the team collaboration. So I would like to take you guys to the back to the publish part, where we have post recycling within Socialbu and also the bulk importing of the content as well. So in the post recycling, this is what kind of very, very, very interesting and very concerned topic of a lot of the social media managers. We want to post evergreen content after a specific time and repeat them. So you can definitely do this as well. And also, this particular part is also serving another big purpose as well, especially when it's time to you have defined the best time to post on different social platforms, but you don't know how to set them up in the different tools. But in Socialbu, what you can do is, if you have decided your best times, you can set them once within Socialbu, and every post that is you create, it's gonna publish on that particular best times, right? So we are here in the queue section. For example, there is a restaurant who offers a 50% discount on every Friday, and they don't want to publish, create the post on every Friday manually and then schedule it, etc. So what they can do is they can select, write the content, get 50% discount today. Like, so once the content they have written, they can save it. You can have multiple posts within this in this particular queues section. So for example, this is the post that they want to keep it repeat itself. You can also set the frequency, how many times you want to keep it published on the selected date and time, right? You can set the frequency as well. Or if you want to repeat it for infinite time, you can just leave it. Plus, you can select the multiple accounts as well. It's going to publish on multiple accounts. Then you can say that this post should be published on every Friday at 10 a.m. And I also want to post this particular content on weekly basis on Thursday. Let's say 11:43 p.m. right? So this is going to repeat itself, right? So this is not just limited to the selection of the weekly basis. You can also change it to monthly. For example, there is a New Year post that you want to be published on every 1st January at 12 a.m. right? Let's change it to 1 a.m. So this is going to be published every Friday. You don't have to worry about your whole life. So this is how it works. Plus, there is very interesting part. You can also select the date range for which you want to run that particular evergreen content to be repeated itself. For example, you can start and end date can be selected. And I remember some of the users of Socialbu use it for specific campaigns as well. So if you are running a campaign for 3 months and you want to keep the content going out after specific intervals, you can set them here and select the date range, right? So it's going to publish within that date range, and that's all. You don't need to worry about anything else. Last, we have bulk import section. Bulk import section, again, is where you can upload a CSV file, and at once you can post up to hundreds of social media posts through the CSV file, and Socialbu pick everything and schedule it right away for you. You don't have to do any manual work. The sample file can be downloaded from here. The dummy data is already there. You can just replace it with your data and you are good to go. So that's all from my side. And I hope that you guys enjoyed Socialbu product video. So if you have any questions, please ask.
Wow, that was absolutely brilliant, Omar. I think it's one of the most feature-rich social media tool that I've seen. Let me dive in a few questions, and then we start talking more about strategies, because tools are nothing if you don't know how to use it the right way, and if you don't have the right strategies in place as well, right? So we'll show some of those contents, we'll strategize, we'll also plan out what to do, how to do, and we'll also share some of the tips and tricks in terms of how I grew my Twitter as well. Again, we're going to be keeping a separate session, but we'll keep a very small crash 5-minute or a 5-minute crash course on it as well. But let's take up some of the questions prior to that. Just a moment. All right, so let me just stop the screen sharing so that for some reason QA is not getting open. A weird bug within this. Are you able to, oh, there you go, got it. Yeah, so the very first question that we're getting is from Joey. Joey is asking, can you elaborate more between the difference between Socialbu and Neulink?
Yeah, so this is the question I also got a lot of time while participating in different Facebook groups. So the difference is there. Actually, the thing is there are the different features, and there are especially every tool is a bit different as compared to other as well. So how we are different from them is first thing is artificial intelligence that we have incorporated throughout the Socialbu. It's not just limited to post composer. You can also if somebody just message you in the response section, you are replying to them, you can literally ask AI that I have shown you how I should better respond to this particular message, right? So things like this, the AI content generation is one part, and AI assistant. Then we have, if I remember correctly, the automations are a bit different as compared to Neulink, especially the auto responding to incoming messages and comment, and also forwarding the content to your sales manager or to reputation manager as well. Plus, there are also different automations, especially for I think webhook integration. That is something, if I'm not wrong, differentiate us from the Neulink.
Awesome. So I'll just like quickly summarize. So Neulink is focused more towards like heavy automation. So you can call it like Zapier for social media, basically. So that's their core focus. Versus Socialbu is more geared and it's more focused towards a social media management tool. So it just depends upon your requirement. You can actually have both the tools in your workflow. You can use both the tools in the workflow because again, the use cases are so different with both the tools. Definitely, the posting part is the only overlapping feature that you see. The rest of them, everything is completely different. But then again, if you go and pick any software around social media in general, you will find at least 25% of overlapping feature versus 75% of the features would be like quite unique. And that's the major difference between both the tools. So I hope that helps you answer the question. Let me move on to the next question. A lot of CRM are there with inbuilt integration with social media, if not at all. How it will be different? Currently, I'm using my pipeline, which has integrations with LinkedIn, Insta, Google My Business, and Facebook.
Okay, that's a very good question. Yeah, I remember that there are also one of the big players. I can name them as well. So they also have integrated the social media scheduling part in their whole system. So, but if you look at them, if you also look at the other news, there are a big giant who step back from their different products as well, who are not their main core functionality, right? So there are no doubt they are the CRNs, but they're not again the complete solution when it's come to the social media need. They might be having the just publishing part, scheduling part, but they might not be offering the automation that we have. They might not be offering the AI part that we have, right? So things like this, again, as Udit mentioned, that they might be just fulfilling the 20% need of the whole social media managers. So they just integrate the API just for scheduling, but not the whole solution. But again, you have to rely on the tool that provides the complete solution. You don't want to switch between the apps. So that's where I think the main value of the Socialbu comes in.
Perfect. That sounds perfect. I'll move on to the next question. Are you using official API?
Yes, we are using the official APIs of all the tools that all the platforms that we have mentioned. Further, we also were bringing the Pinterest integration and TikTok as well soon after the product optimization.
Perfect. It's a cloud-based SaaS tool, Joey.
Yeah, also we do have Chrome extension as well. So it's very handy as well, especially whenever you are reading an article, you can even if you want to share a particular piece of content
and show that to the users as well about.
Yeah. So okay, so let me open an article first. It's not just limited to article, to be honest. You can if you want to create anything on your if anything comes into your mind, you can just open the Chrome extension and start writing it. Okay, let me open, just give me a second. Okay, so just give me a second. All right. So we are, let's say, here at entrepreneur.com. So we are reading an article from here, for example, and if something is very good that comes to my mind, and I want to share it on my social networks, I can simply select the whole text and click on it, and it's gonna share via Socialbu, right? So if I click it, it's gonna open the post composer within me. Already selected this social accounts, and then you can hit the publish now button. It's gonna publish right away.
Awesome. Would it be possible to also add a feature in the Chrome extension that kind of like acts like a very mini bookmarking for these, and it just like starts saving up in the backlog. So, for example, I might want to like reorganize a lot of content as I come across. I just want to like save them, and it just stays in sort of like some sort of a folder, right, where I can come back and I can just like reuse them in the form of content.
So yeah, so that's a great idea, but uh, okay, so this can be still done to some extent through Socialbu. Like you have selected the whole text, right? So it's have brought up in the Chrome extension. You can simply drop that post, right? So later on you can edit it right away, anytime, whenever you need. But again, this is a great idea. Instead of doing that further steps, you can also bookmark them later on, or maybe just save them with the label in the Socialbu later on. So yeah, so I will keep that in mind.
Awesome, got it. Next question is when is Reddit, Telegram, and Pinterest going to be added? Like any sort of timeline?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Sorry?
Yeah, can you please read it? Repeat the question.
Yeah. So when is Reddit, Telegram is going to be added? Telegram and Pinterest. When are like what's the timeline for it?
Okay, so these three, all the mentioned platforms are different based on the nature, to be honest. So one is the online community, one is the communications focused, and one is the social network platform. So our first main goal is to integrate the different social network first, and then go for the online communities and communication part. So the Pinterest integration is one of our top priority, and also the TikTok is something we are bringing. Basically, we will done it at once in one product cycle. So both of them will be available very soon. So after that, Reddit is something we are also considering a lot. Plus, there are different, as I told you, there are some level of the automation that we have set up in Socialbu where you can track your Reddit community still. So, for example, you can use the RSS feed part automation, and then track the different keywords if they are going. There is some discussion going around in specific communities. But again, Reddit integration is something that we also actively considering and might be available within after the Pinterest and TikTok integration.
And what about YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube. Okay, so YouTube will become later, to be honest, after these two integration. So YouTube, Pinterest, and TikTok, these are the same nature and the social network. You can say the social network platform. So we will bring them first, then as compared to the online communities and communications channels like WhatsApp and Telegram, etc.
Awesome. Are you guys GDPR compliant?
Yes, we are. Yes, that's correct. We are.
Perfect. Moving on to the next question. Are you also planning to add any sort of WhatsApp Cloud API by any chance?
Yeah, so actually we also felt this need based on the user feedback as well. And also if you look at the response section of Socialbu, you are tracking the different hashtags and comments, what people are talking about you and your competitors on social media, and also you can lead the generation, do the lead generation as well. Plus we have customer support part where you can respond to incoming messages and comments, right? So we are also considering to bring the WhatsApp and Telegram integration. But before that, we are there are the few social platforms that are left to be added into that feature. So we will first focus them the social networks, and then for the communication platforms.
Got it. I'll move on to the next question.
Mhm.
What are the AI limitations right now with Socialbu?
So AI limitations, there are the different limitations based on the plan that you select. So, for example, I think in super plan that is comes at the third, you have 200 posts that can be generated through AI. In the very first plan of the PitchGround, the deal, you can, I think, generate 50 AI posts as well. And also we have AI assistant. There isn't kind of any limitation over there where you can ask any limit of the questions for now. You can use that part as well to generate your content for you.
Awesome, perfect. I'll move on to the next question. What is the main benefit of using Socialbu?
Okay, so the main benefit would be to make your life, simple and save a lot of time. Also, if you are not using the tools that make you productive, then it means that you are lagging behind the whole world, because there is, if someone is more productive than you, so definitely you are lagging behind them. So your competitor might be using your it's gonna save a lot of time, and then you can use that time to to expand your business, or do other stuff as well. So the Socialbu is like all-in-one solution, and you get everything within one window, right? So that's the whole benefit of Socialbu. Yeah, I can say it saves time, it makes life easier, and also it's make you more productive.
Awesome. I'll move on to the next question. Um, I, I'm new to content and social media management and haven't really used any scheduling tools before. I need to start using one now for a job. How easy it is for me to adapt and start using Socialbu? I think pretty much as simple as just 10-15 minutes, as long as you got along with this particular webinar. I think you will be like completely fine. The user interface is very simple. It's not
Yeah.
complicated at all. So probably like 10-15 minutes to get familiar with the whole tool. And maybe like a day or two as you start using it, you will usually just it will become a part of your workflow. So that's with any general software. Whenever you implement a new software in your workflow, it generally takes about a few days until you get used to it. And once you get used to it, you become a part of that tool and you just want to start using it every single day because it just starts saving you a lot of time. And ultimately, that's the job of any software, right? To save you time. That's one of the biggest reasons why people buy software. So moving on to the next question. Any block platform coming anytime soon?
Um I think it might take some time, because of the, again, we have something in the pipeline as well that I told you guys. Product optimization is something that is currently going on. Then the integration with the different social platforms, and then we can also look into this particular part. Actually, we are also considering bring the integration with the bigger platforms like this probably, and then there are the other integrity as well. So after that, it's going to open a lot of room, opportunity for you guys, especially the social media managers, to a lot of things within, pass the data and get things done in and with any tool or in the platform. So that might be the first thing that we bring, and it's going to serve the purpose of this blog platform. So then we will also consider to bring the you can say the integration with the biggest blog platforms like WordPress, etc. So things like this are we have made a lot of things in the pipeline, to be honest. And I am just controlling myself to not disclose a lot of things, because uh, the product optimization is something that is going on. Then we have other UI UX improvement, make it more simpler as well. And also there are other hidden you can say the feature that we are bringing, especially for the upper plans of the Socialbu, to make things like more easier and automations. So stay tuned.
Awesome, perfect. One last question, and then we start talking more about social media automation and things like that, and then what to do in 2023. So, last question is: does the AI writing part resets automatically every month?
Yes, that's correct. So the limit just reset every month. So that's monthly limit.
Perfect, perfect. So, let me just quickly share my screen. All right, guys, as you can see, Socialbu right now is available on a lifetime deal. It's just $49. That's it. Depending on the number of accounts, plans, you can check it out. We already have videos. You can again check it out. This webinar will go live on YouTube right after we end the webinar. So you can go through it. The replay would be available for you guys as well. As you can see, depending upon the number of accounts, what you want, what's your use case, you can go through all of them and just select. But again, it just starts with $49 for 10 accounts. That pretty much covers majority of the freelancers, small businesses. Just start with something as small as this. You don't need to go all in. The whole point is to start small and then grow. That's the beauty about SaaS in general, right? You don't have to go all in. But again, that's completely up to you and your use cases. If you want to discuss out your use cases, feel free to reach out. We'll be like more than happy to talk. All right, but that's it. That's about the software. But let's dive into something more critical, right? Let's talk a bit more about some of the strategies, what to do, what not to do, how you can really sort of like grow things. And again, we'll try to keep this as a small crash course. We cannot go in depth because again, we don't have a lot of time in this particular webinar, but we want to ensure that you take away some very good value out of it. So in this specific session, I'm going to be covering a bit about Twitter. And I'm going to be covering a bit about LinkedIn as well, and then a tiny bit about Instagram as well. Again, I'll keep these informations very short. And then first week of next month, we're organizing the first LinkedIn workshop. That's going to be like absolutely free for all of you guys. We never charge anything for webinars anyway. So it's going to be free. And excuse me, we will be sharing everything step by step in that, right? But to begin with, when it comes to Twitter, right? So I started using Twitter just about a year and 5 months ago, right? It was back in September of 2021, right around COVID, is when I started using Twitter pretty aggressively. I think I had about like 1,000, 1,500 followers or something like that as a part of the community, which literally grew to almost, as you can see, around 51,000, and a very, 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 very active community on top of that, right? So if you look at some of the posts and everything that I do, as you can see right now, this post went live. This tweet went live about 3 hours ago. And this has been doing pretty well, generated about like 10,000 impressions so far. And again, some of the posts, some of the things that we have been doing has been doing pretty well. Some of them don't do very well. So again, you've got to like post all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to be sharing some of the very critical strategies in terms of like how you can like really benefit and how you can strategize and how you can grow to this level on Twitter. The very first thing that you have to do is make sure that you have optimized your profile. No one wants to look at a dead profile, right? Your profile is like your landing page. People make the decision on the basis of whether the profile is clean or not. If they don't understand who you are, what you're going to be talking about, they're not going to follow you. And you want to make sure that you also get the right kind of people following you on any of the social media, because if you start getting and attracting wrong followers, the problem is you inculcate wrong people, who might not buy from you in the future, because you're working very hard to build an audience, to build a brand, and probably like get that word of mouth marketing kick in at some point of stage for your company. So make sure that your profile is very clean. So as you can see, we have a very clean banner over here with my picture on it. And then again, a very clear message that, hey, you're overpaying for software and try PitchGround, right? Very clear message with again, a very clear message. This has been like extremely optimized for Twitter. Right away after that, if you go into my bio, you will see that I clearly say what I talk about. I clearly say that I talk about SaaS, startup growth, and sales. This is what I talk about, right? Now, if you are looking for such information, then only follow me, or else do not follow me. So what happens with this is that when you post good quality content, you see good amount of engagements coming in. As you can see, within just 1.5 years, I've been so active that I've done almost like what 31,000 tweets, right? So that's a lot of tweets in just 1.5 years. So you need to be active, right? It's very important that you need to be active on social media. If you plan to use it for a day or 2 days and then do not use it for a month, then it's not going to work out. This is where I think tools like Socialbu can come in very handy, where you can just do a content batch and just schedule all of the content. There will be times where you will be completely blank where you don't know what to post, this is where AI comes in very handy, right? You can brainstorm some ideas, you can come up with some ideas that, hey, here are the topics that I can talk about. And that just opens up your mind and helps you work out on small aspects of the thing. So that's what I do. And that's what I did in the first line. Now, what I did in the second line over here is I spoke about one of the aspects of my life that is outside of work, which is I love football and I love Manchester United as a club. You could be a food lover, or you could be enjoying some other club, or you would love some other sport. Mention that. You would not imagine the number of common connects that would reach out to you just because they are in the same industry and they also do the same thing. You have to find relatability and start conversations, because remember, conversation leads to conversion. Never ever forget this one statement in your entire life. If you can generate conversations, it will lead to conversions either today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, right? So make sure you do that. Build some relatability in terms of your content. And also it makes you more human, right? Because you won't be like looking out to sell all the time. If you do that, it's a little tricky at that stage. So you got to provide a lot of value and again find more relatable content. And then again, I've written that I'm building this, and then I'm also an angel investor. And then here is what I've written. You can 10x your sales, and then here are the free resources for you. So this is one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they either add a bio link on Twitter, or they probably take it to their website. Never, ever do that. You will drop people like nothing tomorrow. This is the biggest mistake. If you have done this mistake of taking your users directly to a website, please let me know in the comments. I want to read some of the comments now. Again, guys, drop in some comments. Let me know what kind of links are you currently using on your Twitter, especially. And I need to know some answers. So let's see how many of you are pretty active right now here. Yep, we see like website. All right. So as you can see over here, right, do not make that mistake and take them to a resource page. As you can see, we've created a resource page over here where people can get these for like absolutely free. Keep a minimum of 3 resources. So what's going to happen is that, again, it looks very attractive, right? So we have kept like the most common 3 different kinds of resources. As you can see, people who are interested in like just receiving growth hack newsletters, we have done that. This is where any agencies who are following us, we have targeted those agencies so they can come and get these legal templates, because that's the number one issue that they have. There's templates in general. So we have got that covered for them as well. And then we have like these free Canva templates, which is on social media for quite a global number of users. That again helps us to like start targeting a lot of people who are using Canva at the same time. So as you can see over here that we have done this, this makes it very easy that, oh my God, the 3 things are free instead of 1. Now the pressure is very low to create your first traction. Now over here, when I talk about traction, I'm not talking about your first transaction, right? I'm talking about traction in the sense the first level of trust being established is when people are ready to give the contact details. It can be in the form of either phone number, or it can be in the form of email. It doesn't matter. So I hope you guys are liking the content so far. Guys, drop in some fire emojis. I want to see some action in the comments right now. If I don't see that, I'm not going to be sharing a lot of amazing stuff. So let's see, and I'll again like just try to wrap it up. So I need to see some fire emojis from you guys in the comments. Come on. There's a lot of people right now in the webinar across different platforms. So I want to see some crazy stuffs. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Awesome, guys. So Yeah, coming back to this. So yeah, as you can see over here, that that's very, very important, right? Like take the users over here and then they will just sign up, and that's where your flow gets built up, right? Again, make sure that you ask people to drop reviews because that makes a lot of sense, and it also helps you to have like a better conversion. So make sure that you push users to drop reviews. Without reviews, it's just very difficult, right? Any kind of products that you're selling or any product owner in general, be it SaaS or anyone, make sure that you're asking your users to drop reviews. The moment you get like over 20 to 30 plus reviews, that's a good number to start seeing better traction. So please do that, right? Right away after that, here is another very interesting that I've done. I've used this card option, which is available inside from your app only, right? You cannot set it up from your desktop. You have to use your mobile app. And here, instead of adding our location, what I've done is I have added my newsletter. So I've taken that as an opportunity to again get our users into something else, because people click on this and they're very curious and they see, oh my God, there's newsletter, there's a weekly newsletter. Let me go ahead and check it out, right? So this is where people come in and people start reading those, subscribe to those newsletters as well, because again, the commitment level over here is quite low and people get like good amount of value out of it. Again, you have to build these top of the line funnels on your social media. If you do not do that, then, and if you're just posting content, you will not see the growth coming in, right? Posting content doesn't equal to growth on social media. Remember that it goes beyond that. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that people do. Next thing that you do is your pin tweet should always be a story. Do not post about your best offer, your most engaged tweet. This is again the biggest mistake that I have seen personally, people making on Twitter, right? Do not do that. Do not pin your most engaged tweet. Do not pin your useless threads. It's not valuable. Pin your story. The first thing that we connect with people is via story. I can share all the data, statistics, strategies, everything. You might forget it, but if I tell you my story, you will not forget my story. That's how we humans are brain wired, right? So please make sure that you take a moment, grab your camera, record your story, get it edited, and put it up. That's all you have to do. This alone will help you to build the first layer of trust, because people check this out, people read this. Again, that's very, very important. As you can see over here, 75,000 impressions almost has been generated from it, which has led to almost 3,700 engagements, and it just keeps getting better, right? Very, very important. Please take a moment. And again, if you see, I have tagged in PitchGround over here as well. So this way people get to know. I've done this very smartly, right? So at that stage, people also get to know about PitchGround. They click on it. And as you can see, we have also got almost 14,000 followers over there. So make sure that you do it exactly the same way. It just works. It's very, very, very important, right? So now after that, I'll just share like some of the ideas and strategies in terms of content as well on Twitter. Then we'll dive into quickly into LinkedIn, and then we'll do like a full-fledged session in terms of like going deep dive in using automation where it's required, because again, it will require a whole complete session. So we'll do another of those sessions very, very soon. And we'll also show you how you can incorporate Socialbu in terms of that strategy that's required to automate that, right? So coming back to it, if you see some of my tweets, if you're just going to talk about marketing hacks all the time, if you're just going to talk about uh, uh, like boring quotes all the time, if you just talk about the boring stuff that is known by everyone, your accounts are not going to engage. It's very important that you also talk about the latest news that is in your industry, right? So as you can check it out, that what I have done is using Socialbu, I track different mentions, I track different keywords. So I stay updated about what's going on in the startup industry overall, right? So I saw a very interesting information just 3 hours ago that Stripe is actually looking to make an exit or go IPO. Either one of them. Either do a complete sell-off of the company to a private company in the back end, or go public. Either way, they're trying to raise capital at about $60 billion valuation right now at the moment. So they're looking to do that over the course of the next 12 months. Now, that's a very interesting piece of information that's no one is talking about. Now, why is that? Because I picked up the information and I'm one of the first one to start a conversation. Again, very important. See what's going on in your country. Is there something interesting to talk about, right? So I started a conversation over here. Remember, the idea is that you start a conversation with every piece of your content. Do not post content. Start a conversation. Remember that. That's very important. If you see over here, Shark Tank India is pretty hot right now. And in India, season 2 has gone live, but it's failing to retain users and viewers, right? So I give my opinion and then I'm asking about people's opinion. This is again just 3 hours ago. It's not even like, I'm not even showing you any sort of data, which is like a month, 2 months, 5 months old. This is just 3 hours ago, right? And as you can see so far, let me just quickly refresh so that the stats gets refreshed as well. As you can see, close to around, by the time we were doing this webinar, it has almost accumulated another 1,000 impressions for you right away over here. Again, as you can see, right? And then check this out, right? All the crazy comments. Then I'm yet to reply because I got on the webinar. So after the webinar, I'll sit down and respond, which leads to the next suggestion. Respond to people. If you're building a community and if you're not responding to people, it defeats the purpose of you building social media. This is the number one mistake people make. Please take time and respond to people, right? It's okay to respond. You don't have to respond right away. You can respond in few hours as well. That's completely fine. No one is expecting you to respond right away, but please respond to people. That's very, very, very important. As what happens with that is that when there's a conversation going on within the thread itself, within one tweet itself, this also sends a signal to social media that this piece of content is generating so much conversation that there's a lot of back and forth conversation that's happening, which means it's hot. That is exactly when your content goes viral. Very important. Please do not miss out on this. Very, 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 very helpful piece of information, right? Again, I'm going to dive into LinkedIn right now because there's again so much to talk about, but I cannot go dive in at this point of stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive in and show you some of the simplest stuff over here as well. Now, if you see over here, for LinkedIn, every time I go live, it shows up over here, which is very cool. So anyone who's visiting my profile during this time also checks it out, see that, hey, this is a pretty engaged person. And as you can see over here, I get approximately like 25,000 visits a week, pretty much. So 25,000 people checks out my profile every week, right? So again, that's because I'm pretty active. I'm posting content, I'm posting good stuff. So this leads to some great stuff. Again, I'm talking about like some profile optimization and some content strategies, but we'll go dive deep into what all things to do. But then again, as you can see, last 7 days, I've generated about like 122,000 post impressions, and I have appeared in about 2420 searches so far. It's very, again, important that coming from here, have a very clear profile picture. I wish I could show you the background. It's similar to Twitter, but you can probably check it out later on. And as you can see over here, I have a very different bio as compared to the bio that I have on Twitter, because the bio on Twitter is more optimized for Twitter, versus the bio on LinkedIn is more optimized for LinkedIn at the same time, right? Now, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they don't have the creator mode on. Please switch it on. It will unlock so much doors and opportunity because you can add hashtags. This can increase your visibility in the profile. Then it gives you the ability to go LinkedIn Live, which you see right now. It helps you to add newsletters, audio events. Most importantly, this, people can follow you, not just connect. And when that happens, this becomes a huge social proof, as you can see. And when there's a big social proof that happens, more and more compounding effect kicks in and more people starts following you, right? So it's a very, very, very important that you turn on the creator mode. It's very important. Now, this is something that I have not seen any single person on LinkedIn doing. Please do it. start a newsletter on LinkedIn. There's a feature in LinkedIn where you can start an exclusive newsletter inside LinkedIn itself and add that as the first section. Why? Go to my profile and you can see that within one click, you can subscribe to my newsletter. That's simple. I don't know why people don't use it, and I don't know why people don't tap it, right? So I added this just about a week ago because I just wanted to give it a try. And I didn't know that LinkedIn does this. Actually, no one knew about it. And even I have not spoken about it. However, this is the very first time I'm sharing this piece of information exclusively with you guys, right? So make sure you do that. And then feature good stories on your section over here. As you can see, I have only featured stories. That's it. I have not featured anything else. This is another mistake people do. They try to sell everywhere. They try to pin, buy this course, buy this product, buy that, buy that. Please don't do that, right? Your buyer cycle should be to build relationship and then nurture that relationship, build trust, and eventually if the trust is established, they'll probably buy. So please make sure you take a pause and talk more about your story. There are people who are ready to listen to your story because your story can inspire hundreds of other people. So please talk about it, right? I've spoken about my story. This was a very, very, very recent post, right? It was posted just about a month ago. This post went on a fire. As you can see, 622,000 impressions over here. I'm going to be breaking down how I did it in the next session, but I can see, again, I'm sharing everything live with you guys, right? So nothing is made up. I'm literally showing and clicking everything in my account live. As you can see, I wanted to reach out to, this has reached out to a lot of founders, a lot of co-founders, and mostly software engineers, exactly the kind of industry I am in. So the post was seen by only relevant people in my industry, which was very important. And as you can see, close to around 600 comments, almost 166 reposts. Getting a repost on LinkedIn is very hard. Very, very, it's not as easy as Twitter, where people would just like retweet, right? So it's very, very, very important that every piece of content that you write, you make an impact, right? So, and then again, when I turned 32 last year, 2 months ago, I spoke about it, right? I wrote about this post that I turned 32. Again, these are like good content strategy. I'm going to be sharing about it very soon in the next this. And again, this generated very good impressions, but this talks about life, right? So again, I want people to connect with me. Then again, as you can see, the story video over here again, and then also over here, if you see, I was one of the 200 people that got picked up by LinkedIn for the Creator Accelerator program in India. So out of 200 million people using LinkedIn, I was one of the 200 people that got picked up. So I posted about it live, and this again went on a wildfire, right? This was back when my account was absolutely brand new, like 9 months ago, because I started using LinkedIn probably in March. So prior to that, it was mostly about, hey, I'm hiring. If anyone can take up this job, then is there, right? So that would be my only post. I wouldn't take like LinkedIn very seriously prior to that. But since last 1 year, I've really taken a lot of time to spend on it. And as a result, a well-optimized profile. If you see over here in the About Us section, again, I have written my whole story. See this. I want people to connect. And if they have gone past all of this stage, this is when I talk about what I do, my experiences, and people come and buy at that stage, right? They come and contact me at that point of stage. That is very important. As you can see, all my skills and endorsement, people come and endorse me all the time for everything. I don't even need to go and ask people to endorse me. At least like probably 100 people endorse me every single week. They come and they see my skills and they come and see, okay, this guy is perfect for this. So I'll just endorse him. This helps because all of these add to the social proof because someone else has done that. That is very, very, very important, right? So this is what you have to do in terms of strategies. This is how you have to really build up those strategies. These are things that's extremely important because if you're not going to optimize your profile this way, no matter what kind of content that you push, you're going to suffer. You're not going to see any sort of growth. Now, let's go back to Instagram and you will see common patterns, right? So I started using Instagram about a month and a half, 2 months ago. That's it. Just 2 months ago. Prior to that, I wasn't even using Instagram pretty regularly. You can literally go and check my post. You will see that I was not active 2 months ago. It was random posts here and there, no strategies, nothing. And then again, if you see over here, the profile is sort of like really optimized, right? As you can see, there's always stories. Every day there will be like 4 or 5 stories every single day. And I get like great engagements on like most of my stories. Again, I'll show you guys, as you can see again over here, I'm literally sharing everything with you guys, right? So everything is right in front of you. So I'm not literally hiding anything. Now, again, over here, if you see, I've optimized my profile. It goes to the resources page once again. Then again, the first thing that you see over here is again, story. What is the one thing that you see in every profile common that I put up? Story. I want people to connect. And this is why, this has been one of the major reasons why anyone who starts following me, they understand who I am. And right away, when they DM me and they message me, there is that emotional connect because the conversation gets very deep at that stage. It's very important to build that authentic relationship, and that only starts with your life and story. So please do that. Then again, I was invited to Joe's Talk in India. Joe's Talk is like sort of equivalent to TEDx of US. So Joe's Talk is similar to that of a platform in India. They're very huge. So I was invited to speak over there. So I posted about that. I posted a small video snippets, pictures. Again, it adds a social proof as well, right? Then again, I was picked up with LinkedIn. So I pinned up these very important social proof telling people, look, I can be trusted. And this is not what I am saying. This is what other people say. And that's why they invited me. This is very important as a part of social proof. And then as you can see over here, I will go to the reels. I post reels almost every single day. And I've started collaborating very recently with other people as well, as you can see. And I've been posting reels every single day. I've recently optimized all the thumbnails to make it look amazingly attractive. I've been doing it every single day, and slowly and slowly it starts compounding. So from what I've seen, that if you're in the business niche, typically it would take you about 100 reels from what I've read and analyzed hundreds of profile before you start seeing the compounding kicking in and all of your older contents really kicking. But it's very important that you have the right thumbnails, because when you go to the discovery section inside your mobile app of Instagram, this thumbnail is what attracts people. So it's very optimized. If you see over here, the way we have again designed it is that even when it's in grid, the text shows up. See this. These are very small things as a part of optimization, right? It looks like complete full over here, but when you come over here, it shows up the grid over here with the text completely. So as you can see, I keep on talking about some of the trending stuff in the form of, again, carousels. And they do extremely well, right? People end up saving such kind of posts. So if I again go to analytics, you will see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, 533 people bookmark this post. This helps me to understand what kind of content I need to create. See this, it almost reached 192,000 people so far, right? So about 49 also reached out to my profile. They clicked on, about 118 people clicked on the website link because of this. So that's very good, because my conversion rate on those landing pages are pretty high. So we usually get about like 50 to 70% of conversion rate. So I'm assuming that we just generated 70 leads from one single post, and it keeps compounding because it was only posted about a week ago. It's not even that old, 5 days ago, actually. So again, as you can see, the strategies are right in front of you, right? Again, I'm going to go deep in the future when we do a specific webinar for each platform, because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to discuss. There's so much to share. But so far, I hope you guys like this content. This gave you like a very quick glimpse of how social media really needs to get planned out. So when we do the next webinar, we'll also show and how to build your content calendar, how to pick those pieces of content that's valuable how to also use AI the right way in terms of scripting, in terms of research, in terms of idea strategies, everything. You can do almost 99% of your work on Socialbu, right? Again, if you don't want to use that, you can use ChatGPT, you can use other tools as well. You can manually post as well. You can do everything manually. So you don't even need software if you're low on budget. The point is, get started, right? Again, I hope you guys found all of this information helpful. Meanwhile, let me see if there are any questions coming in. So there is one question. There are a few questions actually. Does it support posting in individual creator account? Omar?
Yeah, so for now, only the business Instagram accounts are supported due to the API limitation.
Got it. Perfect. I move on to the next question. So Adnan is saying you don't use it. Again, I shared LinkedIn with you. Adnan, I think you're pretty active on LinkedIn. So you already saw how I did it. Again, there's going to be an in-depth. If I start talking about it, it's probably going to take like a couple of hours because time is so limited that it's very hard to cover everything and all the concepts and strategies, flows, and everything in just like half an hour or 1 hour of time. So we're going to be holding a very hardcore dedicated webinar where we'll show you. I'll share my entire process with you guys. Next question is from Joe. My biggest issue is I don't know what content to post. Any suggestions?
Yep.
To mention what is your industry. So if you can share your industry, maybe what we can do, Omar, you can probably share your screen and go to the conversational chat.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, let me share my screen. All right, I believe that you can see my screen now.
Yeah. So maybe we can just write over here that share content idea strategies for digital marketing agencies. Let's take let's take a more generic example. Share content idea strategies for lawyers. Let's make it a bit more difficult.
Yeah, sure.
There away. So Joey, this is how you do it, right? There are some content strategies for you. You can write a blog post around it, create videos around it, right? Produce a podcast. So here are just some strategies of content strategies. Now, probably Omar, you can type share some topics for social media for lawyers.
Social media followers?
No, social media for lawyers.
Okay, okay.
So share some strategies for social media.
For social.
Yeah.
Sorry, share some strategies.
You can probably write like
media.
Yeah. I think you should probably change the word strategy to topics, I think. You'll probably create like more precise content.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me change it to share some topics.
I think instead of writing share some, we should probably like write 10 topics for write 10 or maybe 10 tweets for startups. Yeah, I think that will be better. Write 10 tweets for startups. Yeah.
So I think, yeah, so you get them.
So as you can see over here, Joey, right away start producing content. Starting a new business, here is what you need to take care on the legal side right now, because we were talking about lawyer previously, right? It carries on the conversational. So it already detected. So now, as you can see that once you start having more conversation, it'll start giving you a better and better result and it'll start getting more precise, right? So this is how you can do it. This is how you sort of create the strategy. This is how you build contents. Again, this was just a glimpse, right? We'll go into a very high level of in-depth workflow but this is how you can really do, and he can like just sort of create a goldmine of an opportunity for yourself.
Yeah. So
So
there
he's
is one
saying,
thing. Yeah, there is one thing that I would like to add here. How social AI in social works is like, it also reads the content that you have already scheduled through Socialbu. So it reminds it keep remembered the tune that you have posted in the recent post, and also the topic and the discussion that you have derived through your social media. So whenever it's creating new content, especially not just share but also in the generate section that I have already shown you through, whenever you give it a topic, it also gonna keep in mind the previous content that you have already shared on your social media. So we are also keep feeding the content, not just the whole users, but the specific user level content to AI. So whenever it's create the content, it's more relevant, and also keeps in mind the previous content that you have published.
perfect. So I hope that answers your question. And let me just check if there are any other questions out there. That I hope you guys are have learned a lot in this particular webinar. And also the format, we try to share a lot of different strategies, some of the things that we do on social media. Again, all of these are live, right? You can go and check, but I'm going to share the entire workflow very soon with you, because I'll probably like share the link tomorrow, and so that you guys can learn, you guys can implement. There will be companies, edtech companies, that will probably charge like $500,000. Don't pay that, right? We want you to succeed. I have always felt that information should be free. I came from the world of internet, so I've learned everything from YouTube. I've learned everything. When I started my entire career, I still remember watching YouTube videos at 256 kbps internet connection. I would leave videos to buffer, and I would then go to the school. I would come back, and there'll be like 5 videos that by then would have like completely buffered. I would download that from the cache, right? So all of these videos used to get into the cache folder because I would use Windows. So from cache, I would just save those videos using another software. I think it was like video cache or something like that. So it would just save all the cache software. So that's how I've learned. So want everyone to like really succeed and grow, but more importantly, you gotta take action. You will not grow. I can share everything with you guys, but if you don't take action, it will not grow. And if you remember, Omar said one thing: social media changes very rapidly. So what I'm going to be sharing right now in the next webinar, if you try and not implement that within the next 3 to 6 months, it will not work. I will be very honest with you. It will just not work. Things changes very rapidly with social media. Trends comes up crazily, right? In no time, Google, who was fearless, is fearing from ChatGPT in just 1 month, and it's a alpha product as per their team. That's the power of internet, right? That's the power of tech. So no one is immune to that. That's the beauty about this industry. But I hope you guys enjoyed. But before we wrap up, I think the very first winner of the social media posting is Shraddha. Congratulations, Shraddha. You have just won code of Socialbu. Please just reach out to me on Twitter, because you posted on Twitter. Just reach out to me on Twitter and drop in your email address, and we will make sure that email address is registered with PitchGround so that we can add that in your account. Now, over to you, Umar. Who was the best question of the day?
Okay, so it's a bit tough to decide, to be honest. There were many of them very interesting. I think the question that was about there are the tools, CRM tools, that are also have incorporated the social media management part, but how Socialbu is better than them. So that's the question I would say that was one of the best many as compared to the other tools as
Sorry, which one? Who was it?
So it was the one where the CRM was mentioned. Like there are many CRMs that have incorporated the social media management part, but how Socialbu is better than them.
Yeah, Aslam, if you're here, congratulations, Aslam. You have just won a code of Socialbu. Please drop in your email so that make sure that email is registered with PitchGround. Please just send your email right now in the chat so that we can get that added. But again, please make sure that you have that email registered with PitchGround so that we can give you the Socialbu code. Awesome. Please make sure this account is registered with PitchGround, because if it's not, we will not be able to add it. Guys, with that, finally, we're coming to the end with this webinar. I hope this was a nice carpet. I hope you guys learned. I hope you guys enjoyed. Back with another webinar, which will be just pure value webinar. Do that webinar once or twice a month, where we give away everything that we do, every little things about every strategy. It's literally a playbook that we share with you guys. Go implement it, grow, and we want your business to succeed. Yeah, that's why we at PitchGround want to fuel your business growth. Thank you so much, Umar, for coming on this amazing PitchGround live episode. I hope you succeed a lot with Socialbu. You've built brilliant stuff. We're looking forward to all the new features, integrations, and hopefully PitchGround does truly enjoy the live from lead at the same time. We'll be coming back in the next webinar. Until then, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night if you're in Asia. Have a great evening if you're in Europe, and have a great morning if you are in US. It's Friday. Don't work so hard, and relax over the weekend so that you go back to Monday and start working again with a fresh mind. Goodbye, everyone.